My dear people of Ambazonia, my very brave warriors of the liberation of the Southern Cameroons. Accept liberation greetings from me, Comrade John Akuro, this 15th day of December 2022. As you can see from my face, I'm a happy man. I'm an excited man. I'm very delighted, my people of Ambazonia, that once more we have demonstrated to the naysayers that we are up to the task, that we are capable, that nothing shall by any means shaken our determination. Nothing shall by any means break our morale. And that, my people, our level of resilience is such that it's only when we get to Biya that, we can begin assessing how far we have gone. We have demonstrated extreme resilience from 2016 to this day. Moments have come when people have settled down and discussed and even concluded that it was time to dismiss Ambazonia because we were finished. But always we have proven them wrong, both on ground zero and abroad in the diaspora. Our act in Washington, D.C., the determination of the hundreds of people who thronged the streets of Washington, D.C. at very short notice against the very biting cold that is ongoing and the tight security in D.C. demonstrates beyond reasonable doubt that our determination and our resolve to attain absolute independence remains unshaken. My people of Ambazonia, the naysayers said we should not go out because it's going to be too cold. The naysayers said we should not go out because we're all going to be arrested because the United States of America has put Ambazonia, has put the Southern Cameroon's liberation movement under trial. The naysayers said nobody will come out there because we have all been, frightened, because we have all been terrorized by the recent arrests and indictments of some in our midst. But hell no. The myriad people that thronged the streets of Washington, D.C., the demographics of all those who came out there, women and men, the very old and the very young, even the sick came there. Some even came on their wheelchairs to show their determination to kick Mr. Paul Biya's colonial administration out of the Southern Cameroons. Thanks to your generosity, the generosity of the people of Ambazonia across the world who put their heads, hands, and minds together to see that we achieve this feat, we were able to, at very short notice as well, hire that LED truck. And you could see the motion images of Mr. Paul Biya's atrocities beaming across about all the streets of Washington District of Columbia, the capital of the United States of America. And of course, we finally did anchor at Conrad Hotel. When we got to Conrad Hotel, with our huge numbers, La République du Cameroon had anticipated that we will get there. And so they set out to recruit people to come out there and show support for Mr. Paul Biya and the so-called one and indivisible. But rather unfortunately, because it was no longer nighttime, where some would simply sneak into a hotel and then make a little noise and then disappear. This was broad daylight, where every single person showing up there was going to be seen and counted in the streets. Only 8 of them showed up. For a dictator who's been in power for over 40 years, to have 8 people, 8 miserable people, in front of Conrad Hotel to confront Ambazonia, tells you of the level of the deterioration of Mr. Paul Biya's image, even among his own, that even among them, even between them, the genocidaires, they are unable to agree to the fact that yes, they need to stand up at all times for Mr. Paul Biya. They can only do so when it is comfortable. My people of Ambazonia, we were bold, we were fearless, we were determined, but most importantly, we were very enthusiastic. And if you listened to the messages in front of Conrad Hotel, the dynamics are changing. Every single speaker, everyone talked about the need for synergy, the need for bonding together, the need for burying the hatchel, the need for destroying the demons of division, of manipulation, of misinformation. Those that claimed that some of us who led this demonstration had sold out, had been received by the Cameroon ambassador to the United States, have been put to shame. They could not show up. All they did was rant on social media. All they did was claim to address the US Africa Summit from the confines of the basements of their homes. They did not have the courage to join us on the streets. Ambazonians are from the tribe of lions. We are from the tribes of lions, tigers, brave people. We don't get frightened by situations. Recall, when they captured Bala and Fontaine in 2017, they thought they had cut the head and that the movement was going to die, that they were going to nip our agitations in the bud. But unfortunately, it rather provided fuel. It gave us enough gasoline. And that is why, rising on the morning of the 18th of January 2017, we heard screams from all over and saw it in newspaper headlines. The consortium is dead, long live the consortium. We have since mutated. We have since embraced so many other chapters. And today, our liberation movement has grown tremendously beyond reasonable doubt. My people, we faced our fair share of disorder, as in that melee, as everybody was coming together in holy anger to put an end to Mr. Paul Biya's incursions in our territory. We also had infiltrators that came along. They spent time during the past 6 years sowing confusion, sowing doubt, bringing in manipulation, promoted mudslinging. The only way they survived, the only way they stood out has been calling other people's names, running everybody down, making sure as much as possible we don't work together, we don't bond together. But the moment of truth has come. There is no evil that lasts forever. The moment of truth is here. Boys are gradually being separated from men. Women are being separated from girls. Today, more than ever before, we are seeing before our very eyes those who claimed yesterday that they could lay their bodies for us move to the other side. Some even when they have not moved. By their actions, by their words, and by the kind of things that they call for, are showing us also that before long we will see them on the other side, like we have seen others. But trust me, my dear people of Ambazonia, it doesn't require 1 million people to take 8 million people to freedom. Sometimes it requires just a willing coalition of those who are bent to take us to the finish line. I want to take this opportunity, frankly, to congratulate all our people on Ground Zero who went out there making frantic calls, giving us the moral backing that we needed so badly to make this demonstration in Washington, D.C., the real battle of Washington, D.C. By making those calls, by reaching out to family members, friends, and acquaintances, you made it possible for us to see the crowd that we saw in the streets of Washington. I want to congratulate our brothers and sisters in Europe, in Asia, and in other parts of the world that not only made calls, but who actually contributed for us to hire that LED truck Some also contributed to other chapels so that we were able to have a hall at which a meeting post-demonstration was held to lay the groundwork for a conference next year to help bring everybody together. I don't know who the organizers of the conference are just yet, but what I know is that perhaps we don't need absolutely to be at a conference to put the hatchet and bury it, but all the same, if that is one of the routes through which we pass, when we have come together so that we can solidify this thing, then I'm in for anything that helps bring us together, that helps close the ranks, that will help us to solidify our determination to march into Biya and sing free, free, free at last. We are free. My people of Ambazonia, while we were out there in Washington, D.C., the clarion call once more for us to have a unique treasury in which all contributions will be made so that we are able to effectively support this liberation movement without blinking at any given point. The call was made. It resounded so loudly. I pray that this time we will have the collective will, that this time we will all decide to be focused on achieving that objective, which is lofty and which is wonderful. One other message that stood out so clear was the need for our ground zero self-defense volunteers to be allowed to work together, to be allowed to bond together, to be allowed to collaborate sincerely. Because my people of Ambazonia, I have said it on this platform over and over and over again, that opportunity is on the way. And I've reminded us that sometimes people say it's luck. No, it is not luck. It is success, which is a result of when opportunity meets preparation. When opportunity meets preparation, you have success. You have resounding success. Some people call it luck. Listen, my dear brothers and sisters of Ambazonia. I have said it over and over again, and I continue to chant it like John the Baptist in the wilderness, that La République du Cameroun is a powder magazine. La République du Cameroun is a powder magazine. Some people come out there and try to banalize what is happening in the city of Douala as being the actions of some common bandits who are just coming out there to, terrorize people, to steal and to maim and get whatever they want and disappear. Listen, this gang is made up of over 100 people. And it is not just one gang. It's more than one gang. Because at the same time, they are operating in several different places. I read a write-up from Katwala who tried to say that social media gave the impression that there were several gangs, whereas there were the same people moving from one place to the other and being announced as such. That is not true upon verification on the ground. Because the governor of the littoral region of La République du Cameroun has now come out and issued a communique and has effectively placed the city of Douala in a curfew, a dusk to dawn curfew, beginning 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. every day. In what season? Today is December 15th. This is a Christmas season, the festive season where business is supposed to be booming in the city of Douala. But you must have realized for yourself that major areas of Aqua, of Dogbong, of Deido, all of these places, New Bell, were shut down for all of December 14, 2016. Businesses remained closed because of fear, consternation, because of, uncertainty. And listen, my people, these guys, this is the third time they are operating in the city of Douala. The city of Douala has a lot of La République du Cameroun troops, too many of them. You have police, you have gendarmes, you have the B, you have special forces, you have the infantry, all of them in the city of Douala. But these guys operate for hours in broad daylight. Did we at any single moment see any confrontation between these guys and the forces of La République du Cameroun? That's why you hear rumor, even emerging. I call it rumor because I haven't verified that, and I'm just raising it because I heard it is still under careful verification, because rumors are having it that the forces are not out because at least 80% of this group called Le Micro is made up of the B, disgruntled B, and some who were hired and trained as B and then were fired at the last minute. And they have decided to get their pound of flesh on the regime. This explains why. You see, even the police have not gone out there to confront them. The gendarmerie have not gone out there to confront them. They are not yet carrying guns. No, they are still moving with machetes, with clubs and other things. Definitely gauging to see what response they will meet in the streets. So they should also up the ante. My people of Ambazonia, did you hear at any given moment that the streets of Douala have been cordoned by Mr. Paul Biya's security troops with all kinds of war machines on the streets to frighten these guys not to show up again? Nothing. If this thing, just even take a banal example, if they said Maurice Kamto was going to that Douala, all the troops in the world will be out there on the streets. True. If they announce that Mba Akuro, me in an aircraft landing at the airport in Douala, all the troops will be gathered from the whole country, including from Kutaba, to be concentrated in Douala. But hell no, that is not what is happening. I talked this morning with people who are in Aqua, in Dokbong, in New Bell, in Deido, and they make me understand they are all embarrassed that there is no security mobilization in the city of Douala to secure the lives of the people from this group, Le Micro, that has promised to be out again and again and again. And right now, there is general fear and panic in the city of Douala because no one knows when next they will come and where next they will appear. My fervent appeal to our Ambazonian brothers and sisters who are in the city of Douala: respect the curfew announced by the literal governor. Respect that curfew. They say no bike outside from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. But of course, when they say no bike, they will definitely mean that nobody at all. And be very careful, because before long, they are going to twist and tweak this to appear as if it is our people who are in the literal, who are wreaking this havoc in the city of Douala. And then just to give themselves an opportunity to find a scapegoat to target. Beware of this. Don't find yourself out at the wrong time, at the wrong place, and with the wrong company. You may jump into a dragnet that you don't deserve to find yourself into. Douala is in confusion. Le Micro would soon find their way into Yaoundé. The whole of La République du Cameroon is getting restless. For us, the people of Ambazonia, what is our beef in all this? The only beef we have in this is that we must begin to prepare, and prepare very hard. And that preparation is easy for us. It's something we can do. The only way we prepare too quick to stand ready for that ultimate moment is synergy, is unity. It's making sure we promote unity, collaboration, and effective communication among our self-defense volunteers. It's to make sure we continue to contribute in every single way we can to kill the demons of kidnapping for ransom and any form of extortion from our people. If anyone within the ranks of our self-defense volunteers is involved. Because my people of Ambazonia, we need each and every one involved in this. The civilian population, those who are bearing arms, and everyone. We need everybody on board to be able to attain this objective. I'm calling, therefore, on the civil society, on the brave people of Ambazonia. Let us continue to observe our country Sunday. You have heard very clearly from the lips of the two ministers that matter when it comes to business in the Republic of Cameroon. The Minister of Economy, Planning and Regional Development, Alamine Ousmane Mey, and the Minister of Finance, Louis-Paul Motaze, that their colonial presence, their colonial occupation in Ambazonia has destroyed the resilience of their treasury. That the cost of occupation is getting extremely high, so high that it is becoming unbearable, that they now have to tax their citizens to death. I'm sure you are aware that even Brazzaville has raised the cost of alcoholic drinks. I saw a document circulated by the Brasserie du Cameroon indicating that they are beginning to raise the prices of drinks from canned beer. Before long, you get to the bottled one. Before long, even that beer that they are taking for consolation, they will no longer be able to afford it. My people of Ambazonia, we are closer to our dream than we know it. My people of Ambazonia, we have achieved far so much than we take time to evaluate and assess it. When you look at it at face value, sometimes people say, oh my goodness, it's like normalcy is returning. It's like people are going back to a normal life, like we have really done nothing. Hell no. We have done so much. Just so much. We have internationalized this liberation struggle to the point where we have forced La République to begin recognizing that they can no longer talk to us only in their comfort zone. That they can no longer talk to us only between them and us. We have forced La République du Cameroun to recognize that they will never ever defeat us at war. We have pushed La République du Cameroun back right to the wall. If you see ailing Paul Biya get to the United States and start saying Africa needs to dump aid, development aid, oh really? My dear people of Amazon, it is because they hid his own. They had to mangle him, do everything, infuse into him all kinds of medication so he should sustain a few days in the United States of America because they thought that it would be an opportunity to dampen the morale of our people and perhaps for him to try and renegotiate that the United States of America should put the liberation movement of the people of Ambazonia under persecution. Hell no. You saw us in the streets of Washington, guarded and guided by the US police, professionally trained police, that made sure that there was no incident anywhere where anybody would be hurt. They listened to us. They exchanged with us. We told them what we wanted to do at every standpoint. They facilitated it for us. That is the kind of police that existed in the southern Cameroons between 1954 and 1961. I think right up until the dying moment of the federal system. That is the kind of police force that existed in the southern Cameroons. We brought in the police because La République du Cameroun knew no police. They had military and gendarme. The mentality of the police force that existed in the southern Cameroons is equal to the mentality of the police force we experienced in Washington, D.C. this December 14, 2022. And that is the kind of police we shall have in Ambazonia. Not police hired by the state at a certain level, controlled by one strong man somewhere, but police hired by the various counties, managed by the various counties, paid by the taxpayers in the various counties, and whose ambition is to implement security and the policy of the peoples of those counties, and to make sure that their role is to protect the lives of the people of those counties. That is the kind of police force we expect to erect in a free Ambazonia. Not the brutal beings that we see in the streets of the southern Cameroons on a daily basis. That when you see the police, the first instinct is run. In the United States, when you see the police, the first instinct is move towards that police officer because you want to inquire about something. We have seen police officers in this country abandon what they were doing to guide a driver or to guide a citizen who is lost, drive ahead of you until they go deliver you to your destination. They find that you're having difficulties, they are out there to assist you to make sure they take you to safety. That is not what we are witnessing in the streets of Amazonia. People whose first instinct is to extort. People whose first instinct is to create motives to put you in total humiliation and disgrace. People whose first instinct is to squeeze on the trigger to gas life out of you. This is not the kind of country our forebears envisaged for us. We found ourselves trapped in some useless thing called independence by joining. My dear people of Amazonia, I want to conclude this communication by thanking each and everyone that made this Battle of Washington, D.C. a resounding success once more. I want to thank each and everyone. While we were out there, there's an old woman. She's said to be from the Northern Zone. I guess I forget her name now, but I'll come back with her name. And she has a store where she sells an African store in Langley Park. Langley Park is in Maryland, so close to the District of Columbia. And a lot of our people of Ambazonia have been buying from her shop. I'll broadcast the video of her here. And so the shock was that she showed up at Conrad Hotel, but on the side of the oppressor. And when she showed up, you will see from the videos, the reaction from the Ambazonians was like, really? And so the call for boycott was immediately made. The call for canceling her was immediately made. That any single Ambazonian buying from that store, you are directly giving her money to contribute to the genocidal regime of Mr. Paul Biya to continue to kill our people on ground zero. Oh yes, that happened. We saw it. The videos are there, and you will be able to watch them in good time. My people of Ambazonia, in the days ahead, you'll be having a lot more information about the evolution of this liberation movement. Trust me, my people, we are on track. We will get there. All we need to do, cut the T's, dot the I's, and remain focused on our liberation movement. Together, we are overcoming the demons of manipulation. Together, we are overcoming the demons of misinformation. Together, we are overcoming the demons of deliberate mudslinging with the intention to spew division, hate, and confusion among us. And so, therefore, my people, I am today more confident than ever before that we will attain our objective. Ambazonia will be free. Ambazonia will be free. Ambazonia will be free. To God and to Him alone be all the glory. Thank you.